Redefining success, the counterintuitive path to entrepreneurial fulfillment. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we explore the frontiers of entrepreneurship and challenge conventional wisdom. Today, we have an extraordinary opportunity to delve into the insights gleaned from our recent interview with Maurisa B, a visionary entrepreneur whose journey and wisdom have the power to transform not just businesses, but lives. Maurisa's impact on making the world a better place through her entrepreneurial spirit and unwavering dedication to helping others grow is nothing short of revolutionary. So fasten your seatbelts because we're about to embark on a journey that might just change the way you think about success, growth, and the very essence of entrepreneurship. You know, there's an old saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And let me tell you, Maurisa B embodies this philosophy in ways that will challenge and inspire you. Her story isn't just a testimony. It's a living, breathing manifesto of what's possible when you combine passion, perseverance, and a genuine desire to elevate those around you. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, great, another feel-good story about entrepreneurship. What's next? Unicorns and rainbow profits? But hold that thought, because we're about to dive into some ideas that might make you uncomfortable. Ideas that fly in the face of everything you thought you knew about business success. Let's start with a question that might make you squirm in your seat. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your entrepreneurial potential lies not in crushing the competition, but in lifting them up? That the real measure of success isn't the size of your yacht, but the depth of your impact on others. I know, it sounds like the kind of advice you get from a well-meaning but hopelessly naive business guru. But here's the kicker. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky theory. This is the hard-won wisdom of an entrepreneur who's been in the trenches, who's faced the same challenges and doubts that you have. Maurisa's journey exemplifies a paradigm shift that's quietly revolutionizing the business world. She didn't set out to be a millionaire or to dominate her industry. No, her driving force was a simple yet powerful desire to show others how to grow, to help them make their entrepreneurial dreams come true. And in doing so, she discovered a truth that many of us overlook in our relentless pursuit of success, that our own growth is inextricably linked to the growth of those around us. Now let's pause for a moment and really let that sink in. How many times have you heard successful entrepreneurs talk about crushing it or dominating the market? It's as if business is some kind of gladiatorial arena where only the strongest survive. But what if we got it all wrong? What if the real path to success is paved not with the bones of our vanquished competitors, but with the stepping stones of mutual growth and collaboration? This is where Maurisa's wisdom really shines through. She understands that true entrepreneurship isn't about being a lone wolf, fighting tooth and nail for every scrap of success. It's about building a community, fostering growth, not just within yourself, but within your entire ecosystem. Now, I can almost hear some of you protesting. But wait, you might say, isn't business inherently competitive? Isn't it all about getting ahead? And you're not entirely wrong. Competition does have its place in the business world. But here's the kicker. When you shift your focus from competing to collaborating, from taking to giving, something magical happens. You start to create value in ways you never imagined possible. Let me share a story that Maurisa told during our interview. Early in her entrepreneurial journey, she was struggling to gain traction in her industry. She was working long hours, pouring her heart and soul into her business, but it felt like she was spinning her wheels. Sound familiar? But instead of doubling down on her efforts to outcompete her rivals, Maurisa did something counterintuitive. She reached out to other entrepreneurs in her field, yes, her competitors, and proposed a collaboration. She suggested they pool their resources and knowledge to create a workshop series that would benefit their entire industry. Now, you might expect that her competitors would laugh her out of the room. After all, why would they want to help someone who's trying to take their market share? But here's where it gets interesting. Not only did they agree, but they were enthusiastic about the idea. The workshop series was a massive success. It brought new clients and opportunities, not just to Maurisa, but to all the entrepreneurs involved. More importantly, it created a sense of community and mutual support that transformed the entire industry landscape. This experience taught Maurisa a crucial lesson. Success isn't a zero-sum game. When you focus on creating value for others, you end up creating more value for yourself than you ever could by going it alone. But let's be real for a moment. This approach isn't always easy. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset, a willingness to be vulnerable, to share your knowledge and resources even when it feels risky. It demands that you look beyond short-term gains and focus on long-term value creation. And that's where many of us stumble. We're so conditioned to think of business in terms of competition and scarcity that the idea of abundance and collaboration feels almost wrong. It goes against everything we've been taught about how to succeed in the cutthroat world of business. But here's the thing. The world is changing. The old models of business that prioritize profit above all else are becoming increasingly unsustainable. Consumers are demanding more from the companies they support. They want to see businesses that not only provide great products or services, but also contribute positively to society. This is where Maurisa's approach really shines. By focusing on helping others grow, by prioritizing impact over income, she's not just building a successful business. She's creating a movement. She's tapping into a deep human need for connection, for purpose, for being part of something bigger than ourselves. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all well and good, but how does this translate into actual business success? How does helping others pay the bills? And it's a fair question. After all, we can't ignore the practical realities of running a business. But here's where it gets really interesting. Maurisa found that by prioritizing the growth and success of others, her own business flourished in ways she never expected. Clients were drawn to her not just because of her skills or services, but because of her genuine commitment to their success. Word of mouth referrals skyrocketed. Opportunities for partnerships and collaborations multiplied. In essence, by giving more, she ended up receiving more. It's a beautiful example of what some might call karmic capitalism. The idea that doing good and doing well in business are not mutually exclusive, but mutually reinforcing. But let's be clear. This isn't about some kind of mystical force rewarding good deeds. It's about the very practical reality that in today's interconnected world, your success is increasingly tied to the success of those around you. When you help others grow, you're not just being altruistic, you're investing in the ecosystem that sustains your own business. Think about it this way. Every time you help another entrepreneur succeed, you're not just creating a potential ally or partner. You're contributing to the overall health and vitality of your industry. You're fostering innovation, driving progress, and creating new opportunities that benefit everyone, including yourself. This approach also has another less obvious benefit. By focusing on helping others, you naturally position yourself as a leader in your field. You become known not just for what you do, but for how you elevate those around you. And in a world where trust and reputation are increasingly valuable currencies, this can be a game changer. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, and this all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually implement this in my business? How do I balance helping others with meeting my own needs and goals? And these are crucial questions. The key, according to Maurisa, is to start small. You don't need to revolutionize your entire business model overnight. Begin by looking for small opportunities to add value to others, even if it doesn't immediately benefit you. This could be as simple as sharing knowledge through a blog post, offering a free consultation to a struggling entrepreneur, or connecting two people who could benefit from knowing each other. As you do this, pay attention to how it makes you feel. Notice the connections you're building, the goodwill you're creating, and most importantly, be patient. This approach is about playing the long game. It's about building a sustainable, fulfilling business that stands the test of time. But here's a word of caution. This isn't about being a martyr or sacrificing your own well-being for others. It's about finding that sweet spot where your success and the success of others are in harmony. It's about creating win-win situations that benefit everyone involved. And this brings us to another crucial point that Maurisa emphasized in our interview: the importance of continuous learning and growth. You see, when you commit to helping others grow, you inevitably commit to your own growth as well. You can't pour from an empty cup, as the saying goes. This means staying curious, being open to new ideas, and constantly seeking to expand your knowledge and skills. It means being willing to step out of your comfort zone, to take risks, and yes, even to fail sometimes, because it's through these experiences that we truly grow and evolve. Maurisa shared a powerful story about a time when she took on a project that was way outside her comfort zone. It was a big opportunity, but she felt woefully underprepared. Instead of backing down, she decided to embrace the challenge. She spent countless hours learning new skills, seeking advice from mentors, and pushing herself to new limits. The project was a success, but that wasn't the most important outcome. What really mattered was how much she grew in the process. The skills and confidence she gained opened up a whole new world of possibilities, not just for her business, but for how she could help others. This experience taught Maurisa an invaluable lesson. Our capacity to help others is directly proportional to our own growth. The more we learn, the more we can teach. The more we grow, the more we can help others grow. Now, let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room. Some of you might be thinking, this all sounds great for Maurisa, but my industry is different. My challenges are unique. And you're right to a certain extent. Every business, every entrepreneur faces their own set of challenges. But here's the thing. The principles we're discussing today are universal. They apply whether you're running a tech startup in Silicon Valley or a family-owned restaurant in a small town. The details might change, but the core idea remains the same. When you focus on creating value for others, you create more value for yourself. Let me give you another example from Maurisa's journey. A few years into her business, she faced a major setback. A key client, one that accounted for a significant portion of her revenue, suddenly pulled out of a project. It was the kind of blow that could sink a small business. But instead of panicking or trying to quickly replace the lost income, Maurisa did something unexpected. She reached out to her network, not to ask for help, but to offer it. She volunteered her time and expertise to help other entrepreneurs who were struggling, even though she was facing her own crisis. The result, within a few months, she had more business than ever before. The goodwill she had built up, the relationships she had nurtured, all came back to support her when she needed it most. But more than that, she found a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment in her work. This story illustrates a crucial point. Resilience in business doesn't come from hoarding resources or playing it safe. It comes from building a strong network, from creating value, especially when times are tough. Now, I can almost hear some of you skeptics out there. Sure, you might be thinking, this all sounds nice, but in the real world, nice guys finish last. And I get it. We've all been conditioned to believe that business is a cutthroat game where only the toughest survive. But here's the thing. That worldview is becoming increasingly outdated. In today's interconnected, information-rich world, reputation matters more than ever. Trust is the new currency of business. And you build trust not by being the biggest or the toughest, but by consistently creating value for others. Think about it. When was the last time you chose to do business with someone solely because they were the biggest player in their industry? Chances are you chose them because you trusted them, because you believed they had your best interest at heart. This is the kind of trust that Maurisa has built throughout her career. And it's not just about being nice or doing favors. It's about consistently delivering value, about truly caring about the success of others. But let's be clear, this approach doesn't mean you never say no or that you give away all your knowledge and resources for free. It's about finding that balance between generosity and good business sense. It's about creating win-win situations where everyone benefits. Maurisa shared a great tip for finding this balance. She suggests asking yourself 2 questions before making any business decision. How does this create value for others? And how does this align with my long-term goals? If you can answer both questions positively, you're on the right track. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to address one more crucial point. Some of you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I'm just starting out. I don't have anything to offer others yet. And to that, I say nonsense. Everyone, no matter where they are in their journey, has something valuable to offer. Maybe it's a fresh perspective or a unique skill or simply the energy and enthusiasm of a newcomer. The key is to start where you are with what you have. Maurisa shared a story from her early days as an entrepreneur. She was just starting out with barely any clients or experience, but she noticed that many of her fellow entrepreneurs were struggling with social media marketing. She wasn't an expert by any means, but she had a knack for it and had done some research. So she started a small, informal meetup group where entrepreneurs could share social media tips and strategies. It cost her nothing but time, and it provided immense value to others. More importantly, it positioned her as a helpful resource in her community, which eventually led to client opportunities. The lesson here is clear. Don't wait until you're successful to start adding value to others. Start now with whatever you have, because the act of giving, of helping others, is what will ultimately lead to your own success. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge that might just transform the way you approach your business and your life. Here it is. For the next week, I want you to shift your focus from how can I succeed to how can I help others succeed. Look for opportunities, big and small, to add value to those around you. Share your knowledge freely. Offer support without expecting anything in return. Connect people who could benefit from knowing each other. And as you do this, pay close attention to what happens. Notice how it affects your relationships, your reputation, your sense of purpose. Notice how it might open up new opportunities or spark new ideas. But most importantly, notice how it makes you feel. Because at the end of the day, true success isn't just about what we achieve. It's about who we become in the process. Maurisa's journey shows us that when we align our business goals with a deeper purpose, when we commit to growing ourselves so we can help others grow, we tap into a wellspring of motivation, fulfillment, and yes, success that goes far beyond what traditional business models can offer. So let me leave you with this. What if the key to unlocking your entrepreneurial potential isn't about what you can get, but what you can give? What if the path to success is paved not with competition, but with collaboration? What if your greatest business asset isn't your product or your strategy, but your capacity to help others grow? These aren't just rhetorical questions. They're an invitation to reimagine what entrepreneurship can be, an invitation to be part of a movement that's changing the face of business, one act of generosity at a time. As you leave here today, I challenge you to look at your business, your goals, your definition of success through this new lens. Ask yourself, how can I create more value for others? How can I contribute to the growth of my entire ecosystem, not just my own bottom line? The answers to these questions might not come easily. They might require you to rethink some deeply held beliefs about business and success. But I promise you, the journey is worth it. Because when we shift our focus from competition to collaboration, from scarcity to abundance, from taking to giving, we don't just change our businesses, we change ourselves. And in doing so, we change the world. So are you ready to redefine success? Are you ready to embark on a journey of growth that goes beyond profit margins and market share? Are you ready to be part of a movement that's making the world of business a little bit better, a little bit kinder, a little bit more human? The choice is yours. But remember, in the words of the great anthropologist Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. You, my friends, can be that group. You can be the change. You can redefine what it means to be a successful entrepreneur. The journey starts now. The world is waiting. What will you choose? Thank you.